Wassail, beautiful people, wassail, beautiful people. I just did all that and the camera wasn't on. So I think this is number 4, but I'm not sure. I've got the cards and I'm going to just shuffle them around, tops and bottoms, shifting them. Might do it 3 times, don't know really, and we'll see what we get on to. I keep thinking any minute now one's going to come out and I'm going to be like, oh no, I'm doing that with Rob, or I'm doing that with Reem, or I'm doing that with Patrick, but I forgot to ask him. You'll do one with me, Patrick. I know you will. You love me really. So, let's just give them another go. I'm going to split them again, move them around, put that on there, put that one, those 3, that 2, that one there, this one, and that one, and let's see what we've got. Molecular empath. Oh, bugger, I don't know anything about this one. Molecular empath. Molecular empath. Right, this is a particular skill. Obviously. This is a particular skill. The molecular empath has the ability to see molecules. No. Well, in a way. The molecular empath can see deep into the soul of another under their current ego. Oh, you see now? They're trying to make me... Now I understand. Now I understand. Whereas before, it was just a word. So, once upon a time, a very, very long time... Oh, God, I've got to stop laughing. Once upon a time, a long time ago, it wasn't at all. It was in the beginning of lockdown, when in Britain, you weren't allowed out other than to exercise. You could go outside into your own garden, and I was looking after my dad, and he lived in a flat and there was no outside space, and his telly was so loud I could hear it even in the bedroom, and I needed to go out, and so I used to go out and someone called the police on me because I went out more than once. You were only allowed to go out to do some jogging and exercise. So I found a way of going outside and hiding deep in the woods by a river, so that I could just be outside in the natural world. I couldn't be indoors with that noise. But I was watching midges flying over. Midges are tiny flies that fly over rivers. And Spirit showed me, told me to witness them through their veil. So to begin with, the midges became tiny little zigzags of, like the Aquarius, that, and they would just flash and flash and flash, and they were all zigzags. So what I was seeing was behind the veil of illusion that we see as the 3-dimensional vessel that held their energy. And then they told me to see past the energy of just that fizzing electricity, which was really... So it's like the Nikola Tesla trap. The 1, 2, 4, 8, 7, 5 is the skin. Behind that is the 3 and the 6. The 3 and the 6. And that was the electricity, the positive and negative electrons that are both here and in other dimensions. And then I had to see them with the missing energy of the Divine 9. And that's when they became tiny orbs, miniature orbs, thousands of them. And then they said, put my hand out and pull the orbs into my hand and make the orbs dance in my hand. And I did it. I mean, I only did it though because they said I could. Spirit allowed that to happen. A little bit like when I moved fire once. It was because it was necessary and Spirit let me. It wasn't because I do it. It's an energy of co-creation, or even co-witnessing. I don't know, but anyway, that's the frequency in one part of seeing through the veil to 2 stages of molecular being. So sometimes when I'm doing sound healing, I can witness coming from my hands and my mouth a kind of milky white stream which has got something to do with that same zigzag energy, but it slows itself down when you add the divine 9 frequency, and then you can kind of capture and manipulate energy, not because you're doing it, not because I am Merlin the wizard, but because I allow myself to be the vessel for spirit to push something through. So it is a co-creation. This molecular empathy has some kind of co-creational abilities within it, or necessities within it, or keys within it. That's so interesting, keys, because it's got condor on the bottom, and that's about having 2 keys. Maybe that was the card I was meant to take, but too late, I've shuffled them. There's always a chance a candle will come out, because that's also about the keys. But let's just go into this, let's see what it is, because that was too much story, and we're, oh no, 6 minutes in, and we're only allowed 40 minutes. The iPad has decided that that's all you get, people. So, there it is. It's fallen. It's fallen. Hang true. Review. Hang true. Got no idea why that's come up. It's 12 frequency. I guess that's the energy behind it. The structure of 12. The scaffolding that is 1, 2, 4, 8, 7, 5 in the Tesla code. And if you don't really know the Tesla code, Google it. I can't tell you everything. I could. I've already got 40 minutes. Oh look, it was actually on hang true. How interesting is that? Magically. So, here's hang true. It's a little orby thing appearing that's to do with the light upon the reflection. But anyway, there is hang true. So, let's have the poem. I always think of Rob. Rob was in the last video. So, I'm going to say again, Rob Odinson. He's doing meditations and they're beautiful, and he's writing the music. So go over and listen to them. So, this is interesting because this poem's all about being at Mimir as well, and that's almost what I was doing with the midges. So, Mimir is the guy who Odin says, can I have a drink of your water, the wisdom water? And Mimir says, what are you going to give me for? And he says, I'm going to give you my eyeball. And then he does. And then Odin hangs there for 9 days. And then he gets down. And I'm always sure he got down too early and that he didn't get all the wisdom. Because then in all the rest of the Norse stories, he's out there looking for other things. You see, it's again, this is what this is. This is seeing beneath something, looking deeper than the current state, and I don't think Odin did it well. Just saying. So, hang true, review. Mimir's well of runic wisdom, a time out of time where all are welcome. Hang, suspended with sublime intention. Sacrifice something sacred to scrutinize your present perspective. Mimir's instruction is clear. What that is precious to you are you willing to give to the well so you might be well? Nothing is free. For the welling up, you must offer up a fair cost or you'll stay lost. Will you hang true? So, this is sort of like part one that I've just spoken about. This is the energy of hanging out in a meditative state and working with spirit to see through the three-dimensional flesh to the energy behind things. There's something to do with a molecular empath that is about learning a lesson in understanding how nature works. Look, nature's fierce. Nature, in our view, can appear cruel, but it isn't, because it's just energy. See past the shells to what's beneath, and you'll begin to understand that somehow nothing ever dies. Only the three-dimensional molecular thing that we're in, the body, the vessel, dissolves to be reformed into other things. It might be that the body of an insect that has died goes into the ground and gets turned into nutrients in soil. But it's all cyclical, it's all reused, just as our consciousness is reused when it returns back to where it came from, to then reach out again and experience something new. There's something about understanding natural cosmic law, but the cosmic law is different in the different dimensions that we inhabit, visit, live in, understand. It's thirsty work, this series. There's me now as well, being replenished. I can consume from the well, but the well will replenish. So, opening the 9 realms, opening the 9 realms. Let's see what we get. Thor's hammer on the bottom. Thor's hammer with the Bilrost. So, let's go into these. Let's go into these. Hang true. So, understanding, peeling back the physical layers, going into the molecules. Vend, win, bliss, bouncing on a world of pleasure. That's interesting. The poem about win is about sitting as a reem, as a gazelle, a white hart, and looking up and sniffing the air and imbibing the blossoms of the natural world. There's something about this molecular empath that I didn't know anything about. That has a deep connection or an opening connection to the true emotions that keep the natural world floating and forming. And it's got something to do with riding on an akashic truth. Nature rides on an akashic truth, humanity doesn't. I like that. So, what else would you like to say? What else would you like? There he is, Thor's hammer. This is big territory. This is malleable territory. This is spiritual enormity. So, okay. A molecular empath is an energy period that you need to explore and go through, where you ride the emotional akashic records without getting wet. And that's going back to that ancestral thing, which was talking about how the astral was dry. This is about how natural law in the natural world, there are emotions, but they're both relevant and irrelevant. There's something about looking beneath So, I've done the bells, I know that, but I'm not going to. The energy of watching the midges, holding the midges in my hand, just as tiny pieces of divine energy, there was a sense while I was doing that I could take that energy and I could bring it into my body and just close that energy and absorb the energy. And when I opened it, there wouldn't be the dead shells of all the insects. It's just pure energy. But in this physical world, it takes on the appearance of an insect, a midge, a fly, a wasp, a tree, a flower, a tiger. It takes on all those energies. And when some creature destroys another creature to live, to eat, to be, nature doesn't care. Nature is still just floating in bliss. Even that, what we would consider cruel, it's not to nature. To nature, it's the most natural thing. We make moral judgments, nature doesn't. It just is. And we have to somehow, as a molecular empath, we have to understand that. I can sit as a vegetarian or a vegan or a non-meat eater, and I could say, you meat eaters are wrong. They're not wrong. They're just doing this. They're just floating with the natural world. They can eat an animal because their body says they can eat it, they can digest it, they can make use of it for energy. And nature kind of doesn't care. At some levels, nature does. The actual, mass farming of things might not make the best food, but there's something about, it's really complicated in a way to explain. Nature consumes nature, creature consumes creature, and we have to sometimes learn to accept that that is part of a universal law. In an ideal world, I'm not sure that there would ever be a place where no animal ate another animal, because in nature's eye, it's just a smaller piece of energy being transformed, like me closing my hand around all of the little midges' energies and letting them be part of my frequency. It's a divine energy. But we put a morality on it because it has a casing in the three-dimensional world. I'm not asking you to suddenly go out and be cruel, but it's a molecular empathy, understanding that you have to be able to appreciate everything. Even the heaviest, largest objects are just filled with energy, because everything has the 3 and the 6 and the 9 molecules, that triad of divinity. So, molecular empath, what else? Molecular empath, what else? I just have to keep an eye on the time. Ing, yeah. So, you see that? They put in my head earlier that weighing of your heart with a feather. And here they're showing it as weighing here against this. What from the nebulousness of the void do you create and birth? And does it all weigh up? And there's something about them going, it doesn't matter if it weighs up or not, it just is. There's something, and it's not, I don't want to say it's a cruel callousness. It's a fact. You have to understand that beyond everything, we are energy in a vessel until we're not, and then we leave, and we would say we were dead, but we're not. We're just entering another stage. A molecular empath, it's like being the quantum physicist of the empaths. You suddenly appreciate and understand something which other empaths don't necessarily, and I want to say, I mean, it's really weird with me confessing it, because I want to say it's something you just keep to yourself. It's something you understand, but if you bring this up like I have, you come across as someone who doesn't care. I care immensely about everything, but we have to understand that the natural world sees energy and life differently, because energy and life is continuous, just in different forms. So this is water meadow. This is when you understand the balance, you begin to delve inside the akashic records. So do molecular empaths read the akashic records? Of course they do. That's how they see beneath the veil. You need wisdom on the natural law to appreciate how to see through the current identity of somebody that's plugged into the world and witness their absolute truth. I like this. So I'm going again with the Alchemy of Astrology. So Alchemy of Astrology. Let's have some more. I had no idea this is what a molecular empath was. This is really, really fascinating. Hey, see, that was 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know whether that means anything. 1. Oi, Ophiuchus. Ophiuchus, the 13th sign of the zodiac, the bolt from the blue, the snake bearer. Galactic thread of divine consciousness. This is almost like cosmic law in this sense. Now, card 2 was this one. Aqua Regia, again. This is dragon's blood. This is becoming a symbol of the empath. It's really weird because it's like a V and an R, which is my dad's 2 first name initials. I'm not saying my dad was a molecular empath or anything. But this is about acidic, destructive rule breaking. Dragon's blood, it's like having an energy to break through the barrier. And this last time, this was branded. I remember this was like a tattoo. It's like having a code, and you've got to bring that code forwards within your body to be able to do this thing I did. I don't want you to imagine that I sit there doing that all the time. I did it once. I did it once to learn and understand something that I didn't know was molecular empathy. Oh, that fridge is making a really annoying noise. Right, number 3. Opposition, tension, potential. Difference of opinion. This is a difficult energy to engage with. I would say, best not tell anyone. I feel really exposed by it. I've had to tell you things. I'm getting this very... It's all very blue. Suddenly. And this card's blue. It's talking about, there's something of the Loki, of the Mercury. There's something mercurial associated with this energy. And that's why this is like... I kind of imagine no one's going to make any comments on this video because you don't want to go, I can do this. I understand that. Because it feels as though it's an energy that you wouldn't want to do. Oh, my dad's in this energy. I don't know why. But that's his birthday, 13th of July. What are you doing here, Dad? There's tension. Oh, so, okay, now I get it. You have to stand your ground to get this. This energy of Akashic reading. Oh, 24 minutes. I haven't got 24 minutes. Purify. I need to rush on because I really want to ask about the Akashic part. So, I'm just going to get through this little moment. Status, purify, house 10, travel, movement. This is something about moving behind the veil. Soul ablutions. Oh, that's the energy of the akashic. Cosmic ambitions. Ascendancy. This is what you need. This symbol is part of this. It's like unravel you, unravel the natural law of the cosmos to create this. And you will have the ability to see into the akashic records of people's souls, people. Right, let's just whack into these and see what we get. Akashic, akashic. Let's just do that and then do it again, and then we will shuffle. Right, what do you want to tell us about molecular empaths and reading the soul of another in their akashicness? So, what do we have? Oh, no. It's a completion of Ophicus. You've got to control Ophicus. It's that. You begin by focusing on an insect. Now, they're reminding me of a story when there was a fly in Portugal. I have done this again, and it was, I feel like, there was a fly, and I was lying in the sun just trying to read a book or do some reading, I can't remember, and this fly was really frustrating me. And I said to the fly, go away or I'll make you stop. And I made it stop. I used that energy. I took over the energy of the fly and I made it sit still. And I was so shocked that I did it that then I kept saying to it, wake up, wake up. I thought I killed it. I hadn't. But anyway, a completion. Now, the energy we've got here is heart of the sky, the smoky mirror. There's something very... It's like you've got to... You can't... You've got to be able to clear your energy because there's a smoky mirror over the Sagittarius. See, you've got to go through the fog. You've got to shoot your arrow through the fog into the heart of the sky in the Sagittarius, the galactic center of the universe, which is where you retrieve this opposition energy. That's not the energy they reveal here, but the energy behind the veil. And that's in opposition. It's a difficult energy to reach to. Ophicus is in that area. It's about snake tunnels, energies coming through. Now, something else came out. Oh yeah, they're all over the table. It's magic. There's a lot of 6 energy here. 666 and 9. It's 999. There's something about the coding of 666 999. Where's the 333 then? This is connecting to the divine code. 369 will help you reach inside time and pull out information from the galactic center of the universe. Oh, look at that. You're reaching past, not the curse, but like the silence. You're reaching past the silence, the unspoken truth within somebody. This is very treasured energy. Just got to check on that time. I've got time for this. We need to know about this. I feel peeping into the akashic is reaching into a silence that we're not supposed to do. And I'm not saying you can't and you shouldn't. I'm just saying that there's something about this energy that is so unbelievably divine. I'm going to put some of these, but I might put some of those. It's interesting. There's very similar symbols coming up. We've got Aquavita now. Did that come up in the last one? It's quintessence, which is the divine hidden energy. But there is danger and caution in this. There's something about, you need to be wary of someone that says they're an akashic reader, because sometimes they're not opening this frequency, they're not connecting the Uberus or Ouroboros, but I like Uberus because it's more poetic in the mouth. It's like, it's very easy if you don't practice this part, if you don't appreciate the cosmic law of the natural world here on the three-dimensional earth, you can reach in and pull out a curse. And you can tell the person that's the energy that they need to hear from the Akashic record, and you are shoving them down a spiritual cul-de-sac. We have to be wary of how we work with some of these things. I think that's why this has got a kind of unspokenness to it. An unspokenness. I think people who can truly read into the Akashic records, reach inside the galactic center of the universe to see past the molecular shell that you currently inhabit, I don't think they do it. I get those moments. I can channel a moment where something comes through and I know something. I remember doing a reading for someone a while back and I just got the energy of an imprisoned witch, and she wrote back and said that one of her ancestors, there was a story in the paper, it was exactly what had happened. Now, that's like reading an Akashic record, but it wasn't relating to her, but it related to an energy that she felt about being trapped in rooms. And so that was Akashic, but it wasn't personal to her as in her past lives. It was an ancestral past life. This energy I'm getting here is when we reach in for people's personal past lives that weren't necessarily here in this world, but could be in other worlds. It's none of our business or theirs, or they would know it anyway. So I think when people truly have the Akashic gift in that respect, the personal maybe Akashic gift, I think you won't find them offering the information. There's an energy that I've had as well years ago, which was to do with just checking the time. It's interesting, it's on 33, and that is about living in this dimension with the magic. And now I've lost my thread. I was going to say a different story, it doesn't matter. I'm going to throw some more cards. It's not, oh no, I was going to throw some runes. I thought that the runes would have an ancient message. So, a 9. And a 33 again, which is the spear. It's about beginning to journey with the truth. Beginning to journey with the truth. The truth of the natural world. Björk, that tree journey. Reid, the journey actually riding through time. And this ability to split between two different... So, this is the Gununga gap that the person lives in. This is the Gununga gap that they've already experienced in some other dimension. And it's about being able to read that. But I don't think it's something that they do very often. And what do we have here? So interesting. Where we began. It's a bliss. Riding on bliss, win. This is comfort. Comfort. this energy doesn't bring comfort to anyone else. It's a personal comfort. 13, it's bringing you into your own your own sacral energy. This is private. And I think anyone telling you they'll reach into the akashic records for you, I would say they're only going to dip in and pull out a curse, regardless of what their intention may be, with all the kindness. These are really strong energies about misuse and abuse of cosmic magic. Cosmic magic. But I think this is one that you explore yourself. And it is much more about the first part, understanding energy. Understanding how to manipulate energy. By the way, that fly did get up and fly off. It wasn't dead. I didn't kill it. So, that's molecular empath. Secret one. Don't talk about it. Shh. Okay. Wassail.